Well, it should come as no surprise that no good deed will go unpunished. Our friends in the media demand that is so. They demanded a town hall. They just needed it. And they needed it for the weekend so they could go ahead and have all the clips ready for all of the Sunday shows. And unfortunately, Chuck Edwards from Asheville, North Carolina, decided to give them their town hall. And he got exactly what he deserved. A bunch of morons yelling at him. And you know what? Everyone could have predicted this is exactly what was going to happen. There was no reason to hold this town hall. These people are not his actual constituents. They're just a bunch of malcontents who want to scream at him. Now, maybe they all do live in his district and they want to scream at their congressman. That's fine. But he is an idiot for setting this town hall up for them in order to do so. Stop giving them what they want. You never benefit from it. The first person I want to share is this guy who screams, I'm a veteran, I'm a veteran, I'm a veteran, which is the most pathetic thing you can say at any time if you're going to follow with a bunch of nonsense that you don't want to be held accountable for. But you can look at the chyron here for CNN, and veteran confronts North Carolina congressman during town hall. Wow. He must have asked a really hard question, and the congressman must not have been able to answer because, wow, he confronted him. This is who they're promoting. Just keep in mind, and remember, what you allow, you promote. And what you promote, you're going to get more of. Just listen to this insane nonsense. And you tell me that this is just an attempt to have a conversation with their congressman.
Lying. I'm a veteran. You about me. It's clear. You don't get to do us. You don't get to do this. You need to stand up for us. You need to do what we do. You don't get to do this. You're lying.
See, he stood up, he started with, you're lying, and started yelling at him, go F himself. He also tells him to shut the F up, and he then tells him that you can't do this to us, you have to do what we say. None of that's true. None of it's true. That guy, by the way, is a failed elected official. He tried to run for office multiple times and lost, including running for Congress, and lost. So he wanted this position, and he failed. And unfortunately for him, this is how he's going to get his attention now. And I guess that's kind of a surprise, maybe in a way. But the bigger surprise is that this guy who's getting all this attention, part of it's because he's a veteran. And what he's doing is so pathetic and embarrassing that anyone who's a veteran should hang their head in shame that his status is, I guess, being used as a cudgel against a congressman. Oh, he's a veteran. I guess I have to listen to everything he says, especially when he tells me to go F myself. And by the way, you'll see this later. This wasn't in the middle of a debate they were having. The congressman was giving a speech, laying out everything that was going on, and this guy stood up and just started screaming. It's not a confrontation. It's just a guy being an asshole. I mean, that's all it is. So you can watch how some of the media cover it locally. This is a local TV station cover. They do okay at the beginning, but it obviously spins out of control.
Thursday night's town hall with Chuck Edwards here in Asheville went as you might expect. The congressman took a few questions, but for the most part was shouted down by attendees who were frustrated with the Trump administration.
100% true. I mean, that's as good as you're going to get there. That's as good as you're going to get out of all of this. That's exactly what happened. The guy was shouted down. That's exactly right. So there you go. That's the correct framing. It was disrupted. He was shouted down. He tried to hold a town hall, and they were jerks about it. Why would he do that? Well, he made a mistake.
From protesters outside.
I mean, again, you just have to look at this and ask yourself, are these people interested in a conversation? No. There's 300 people in there. There's not enough room for all these people. So they're out there pounding on the doors. Later, you'll hear a conversation where he's talking to the press, and they're screaming outside still, pounding on the doors after the town hall, yelling, shame, 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 shame. These people just want to protest because they think it's fun. If this was happening with Democrats, the media would be freaking out about it. They would. They would be freaking out about how it's scary and violent and all this other stuff. But again, this is exactly what they want.
To angry constituents inside. Thursday.
And that guy's pointing at cops and pushing on cops and all this other stuff. Look at what's going on here. And they're cheering him on. Like he's doing something good. No, he's just a loser.
Night's town hall in Asheville with Congressman Chuck Edwards was, in a word, hectic. Chuck Edwards going against the wishes of Republican leadership, who asked members to avoid public town halls in recent weeks.
I'm proud of what Republicans are accomplishing right now, and I want the opportunity to talk about that.
Edwards starting with remarks on Hurricane Helene recovery efforts and recent votes in Washington, but was quickly interrupted.
I was proud to vote recently for the House budget resolution, which provides the framework.
They're children. This isn't the WWE. What are you doing? These children are screaming because they're hearing something that they don't like. Let the man talk and then ask your stupid questions. He obviously agrees with what Elon Musk is doing. He obviously agrees with what Donald Trump is doing. He obviously agrees with what the Republican Congress is doing. These people disagree, and that's fine. But the suggestion that he has to do what you want, he just got reelected. The term started 8 weeks ago, and they're screaming like he's supposed to do everything they say based on that 300 people showed up at a town hall. Screw these people. They're losers.
And you wonder why folks don't want to do these town halls.
The congressman finishing his remarks despite those interruptions, but spent the majority of the evening fielding questions about the Trump White House and his advisor, billionaire Elon Musk.
I want to ask him what he is doing to control the problem of the president usurping Congress's constitutional right.
In no way is that happening. In no way is that happening. If anything, the courts are overstepping their bounds. This is regurgitation of cable news talking points. She can't even do it right because she's stupid. I guess that's why it works on her.
To allocate funding.
Folks should have the right to voice their opinion, and I'm okay to hear that.
And yet, despite what happened,
Look at this psychopath. What in the world? Who acts this way? What is it? Oh, look at me. I'm pointing over here. I'm so mad. I'm furious.
during the 90-minute meeting, Edwards told reporters he doesn't regret the decision to host the event and looks forward to future conversations with his constituency.
It doesn't change my plans at all. I had 8 town halls in my first term in Congress. I enjoy getting out amongst the people. This one was a little more uncomfortable than some of the others, but that's okay.
Listen, you're not understanding the problem here, Congressman. The problem here is that you're playing into the hands of people who have absolutely no desire of actually talking to you. They're just trying to generate a stream of nonstop conflict so people will say, enough of this nonsense. Enough of this. Let's shut these people up. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm going to vote for the other people. That's it. That's what they're trying to do. I'm not saying that's going to work, but that's what they're trying to do. That's why there's protests every other day in every possible place. Oh, we're going to the park and we're protesting for Palestine. Then we're protesting against the Constitution being overtaken by Donald Trump. Then we're protesting against Tesla. Every day it's something else. There is no cohesive message here because it's just we want to yell. And you're handing them that platform. That's the problem. You don't seem to understand that.
Reporting in Asheville, I'm Andy Weber.
Okay, so that's the end of that report. So speaking of cable news talking points, this is another one. Another guy that sits here, and of course, it's a former Republican because remember, all Republicans are mad, right? Because it's been 8 weeks. I host radio shows in Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, and Chattanooga. I host radio shows in all those areas. And I haven't heard a single person tell me I'm mad at Donald Trump. If anything, they make too many excuses for the guy. Yet everywhere, every time you turn on television, you're hearing about how Republicans are so disgruntled. That is not reality either. It's a narrative they're trying to create. And this guy, again, I have a question. I'm going to ask a stupid, rambling question. And then when you answer it, I'm going to be mad at you because it's not what I want.
Do you support the annexation of Canada and/or Greenland? And this is a yes or no question. I don't want you to wander off into the woods. I don't want to hear about your latest week in your office.
Okay, you ask your question. He's going to ask it. No, I'm not done with my speech. Everyone's, give him back the microphone. Should have just walked away. But they'll come back.
Okay, so I'm trying to get your opinion on this as a yes or no. Do you support Trump on annexing Canada or Greenland? And do you like the way he treats the premier or the president of Canada, calling him governor? Is that the way you do as a diplomat? Is that the way the United States?
Why would anyone clap for this? It's a semi-literate human being muttering their way through some talking points that they heard other people say who they think are smart. Not even smart enough to pull it off. The premier? Is that what you do as a diplomat? What are you doing?
Should act to our closest neighbors. You know, is this? And I've still got a little more time. Do you enjoy the way he's tried to extort minerals from the Ukraine? Do you like bullying people that need your help?
I love bullying. I actually do like bullying. But yeah, this is just a brilliant question. It definitely needed like 5 rounds of applause in the middle of it. It's so smart.
Do you go for kicking the guy when he's down?
All the time.
Do you support Trump in these things? This is a yes or no.
Can you imagine? Oh, yes. No. What exactly do you expect the guy to say? So he's just supposed to give you a yes or no answer, right? Why? It's his town hall. He was going to expound on your 15-point question that you don't even understand.
The no's in there. Let me answer the first one, and then there was one that really stuck out that I'd like to also answer. I believe your first question that you wanted yes or no is, do I support annexing Greenland and Canada? The short answer to that is no, I do not. There was another question in there. I think it was, do I support a deal? I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. A deal with Ukraine in obtaining minerals and helping the United States taxpayer recoup the $140 billion or so that we sent over there. The answer is yes, I do support that.
What would possibly upset somebody about that? What could possibly upset someone about that? And again, the crowd is just mad about stuff. And it's pathetic because they're not actually trying to listen at all. And everything that is said is just garbage. But the media wanted this, and he gave it to them. And that's the broader point. Stop talking to these people. They are not worthy of your time, and they are not worthy of conversation. Have the debates with them on Twitter and Facebook and wherever else you want to have it. But good Lord, do not provide your enemies with footage of people screaming at you and you being cowed by your own constituents. This guy crushed his district. I think he got 65% of the vote. So he goes to Asheville and meets with these people. And some people say, oh, it's good he met with them. Why? These people still hate him. He didn't pick up a single person here to understand or anything. Now they're just mad that he doesn't agree with them more. That's all it is. It's a waste of his time. And what he's done, he's made life harder on all of his colleagues because now they can look at this and say, well, Chuck Edwards held a town hall and you should do it as well. No, you shouldn't. I've advised my congressmen, multiple other congressmen and senators as well that I've talked to, don't do it. And I will continue to say just that. Do not hold town halls. These people are not interested in anything but screaming at you and getting it on the news. So congratulations to Chuck Edwards. You will be on every Sunday morning show. You'll be on cable news all weekend. And you get to be the guy that stood in front of a bunch of people and got kicked repeatedly. Congratulations to you. But you screwed everyone else. Because there is no reason to do this. These people are just losers and malcontents. And I'll address it one more time here. The guy that got thrown out in the very beginning, who's supposed to be the big hero of this whole thing, it wasn't even question and answer time. He just started screaming at him in the middle of the speech. Oh, a veteran confronts him. No, it wasn't confrontation. It was an interruption. He got tossed out. Just complete nonsense. You go to an AOC rally and just start screaming at her in the middle of her introduction. Is the media going to say, well, a veteran confronted her? No, of course not. They're going to say anger at town halls and potential calls for violence because people are telling people to sit down or you're going to be beat, which is a suggestion they're going to be beat. It's just crazy. But that's where this thing is going. Stop doing it. This was a stupid thing for this guy to do, and he should be embarrassed with how it went. and he should be embarrassed with himself for making such a bad decision.